We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie,
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
and he's Grogu. He said, "Man, I missed last week, and I am so glad that we are recording today."
I
Yay.
100% agree.
And we are on the road with Mickey. This is episode 227 for July 8th, 2024, and our feature topic this week is our Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, and Pigeon Forge trip recaps. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all had trips recently, and we're all going to talk about it. Grogu, I think, will talk loudest.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
speaks.
Definitely.
He speaks volumes in silence.
His silence is deafening.
Yes, it is. But first, we have some cheddar from the Big Cheese, and we missed all of you last week. And I'm glad we're back and ready. If you have not seen it, go check out the YouTube channel because I posted a video of Brenda and I and Butch, her husband, and our audio and riding Slinky Dog Dash. And that is quite a hysterical time. So go enjoy that
Fun.
like a million times, It's worth it.
Hit the like button.
Subscribe. But anyway, Brenda, you start us off.
Okay, well, there's some menu changes going on at Walt Disney World, I can tell you. First, we're going to talk about Columbia Harbor House because they've changed their menu somewhat. They have gotten rid of their hush puppies.
I love hush puppies.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. And the New England shrimp boil and the Sea Captain's fish sandwich.
Which was one of your favorites, wasn't it, Brenda?
Yes, it was. Yes. I'm just out of luck over there. They have new entrees.
Okay.
Maple mustard glazed salmon.
Uh.
That's what everyone wants for a quick service meal is salmon.
Oh, yeah.
The fried shrimp platter.
The fried shrimp platter I'd
with
probably
zucchini,
like.
shellfish, and the fish platter. Those are new entrees. Isn't that nice? There's been another menu change in case you missed it. And if you've been under a rock, you may have missed it. Disney has decided that any waffle sold on property needs to be in the shape of a Mickey. So my favored Nutella waffle at Sleepy Hollow is gone.
I'm
Killing
sorry,
me.
Aunt Brenda.
Killing me. They have a new Mickey waffle with supposedly with Nutella, and it doesn't have the berries and bananas, but supposedly it still has the berries. And I do have a picture of the menu. But yeah, I'm going to like, to me, the size of that Nutella waffle where you could like fold it in half and eat it on the go was like perfect. It was perfect and tasty.
I understand. To me, it was simply too big to fold in half on eat on the go, but I understand it worked for you.
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Aunt Brenda.
Darn, they just keep changing stuff.
I'm sorry, Brenda.
It's okay.
Tell
It's
you
okay.
what,
I'll get it.
Okay.
at some point when we're at Disney together, I will take you to go get waffles at First Watch because they have some great Belgian waffles there.
We
Okay.
have First Watch here.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yay.
there are a bunch in Florida, so we can go to the ones there and I can get you waffles. And I can put
Thank
Nutella
you.
on them for you.
There you go.
Well, and to be fair, I have to try one of the new ones at Sleepy Hollow at least to try it. So
Yeah.
I will do that, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What other cheddar do we have that's not food related?
Yeah,
Well-
sorry yours was sour.
Yeah. but it's okay. It'll be all right, won't it, Brenda?
Yep. Yes, always. At
Okay.
least we're at Disney, even if we don't eat.
Well, dates and details for 2024 Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party have been revealed. November 8th, 11th, 12th, 14th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 21, 22, 24, 26, 27, and 29th. And December 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15, 17, 19, and 20.
Oh,
Yay!
wow.
Those are party dates. The party, as usual, will take place at the Magic Kingdom, and it will run from 7 p.m. to midnight. And you may get into the park with your party ticket starting at 4 p.m. Event tickets are $169 to $219 per ticket, plus tax, and prices vary by event date. And guests at select Walt Disney World Resort hotels were able to purchase tickets starting on July 2nd. Everyone else will be able to purchase on July 10th. So that's all the news that's fit to be spoken about for the Christmas party, except for one last thing. There is hot cocoa, cider, cookies, and stuff like that that you get as part of your party. So I guess I'm still talking about food.
Yay! Yay!
Well,
All right.
speaking of holidays and not so much about foods, the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays is back for this year, starting November 29th and ending December 30th. More information will be provided, but it looks like the Candlelight Processional will be back again this year. Dates and narrators to be determined. I
Yeah.
remember my first time watching the Candlelight Processional in person. We got Whoopi Goldberg for our narrator, and she did very well.
She did. She did.
That's one of the best things about the holidays. That is
Yeah.
just the best.
Mm-hmm.
Really get you in the spirit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
I
So,
am too.
so just remember, connect with us. We have links in the show notes for our Facebook page, our Facebook group, our YouTube channel, our Instagram channel, and you can email us at info@ontheroadwithmickey.com, and we will respond when we get an email, but we don't get many emails. Be nice to get
We
some
don't talk about
emails.
that.
Just be nice to get some emails.
Mm.
So flood my inbox with email. Ask a question. See how long
Yeah.
it takes me to respond. And then
Ask a question and we'll make an episode out of it. Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Now it's time to move on to our feature topic, our Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, and Pigeon Forge. What's Pigeon Forge? Trip recap.
Well, geez, since you're gonna go ahead and ask the question, Daddy, maybe you should go first.
Oh, well, I will give a brief little tease and say Pigeon Forge is a town in Tennessee near its close neighbor Gatlinburg, and Pigeon Forge is the home of Dollywood, which is a theme park that Dolly Parton started.
Ooh.
And so that's where I'm going to leave it. What we are doing is we've all got trips that we took, and Brenda is going to start us off, but we're going to give our top 3 or 4 things, top 3 or 4 highlights from our trip. And I am from each of our trips, and we're going to go round robin, just like we always do. So, Brenda, start us off.
All right. Well, my trip was a combination Walt Disney World personal visit and Pixie Conference at Universal visit. So I'm going to start off with my Walt Disney World part, since that's where it started. You know, I really enjoyed going at a slower pace. Yeah. Obviously, June is not only very, very hot, but it rains every single day. And what we did on this trip and on other trips where just the two of us have gone, it was just me and my husband. And on the trips where just he and I go, we often will spend the morning time at the pool and like have some really relaxing, chill pool time. And then we'll go to like an early dinner at a restaurant we want to visit that's near whatever park we're visiting that day. So for instance, the first day we had a 3:50 p.m. reservation for Ohana. So we hung out at the pool and we chilled all morning. Then we went and got ready. We went to the Polynesian, got there at like 3:30, ate at Ohana, then went to the park at 5 and stayed to close it down at 11. And that slower, kind of more relaxing pace for us was very, very enjoyable.
So is that your first one, the slower pace? Is
The
that
slower pace. The slower pace. And I actually have, well, I have another thing that I don't have a place for. It has nothing to do with any of these other ones, but can I just mention it real quick? And let me tell you, this is for anybody out there with allergies. At the restaurants we went, the table service restaurants we went to, the allergy, person comes over. They give you this allergen guide now. This allergen guide, you can probably see these. One is from 1900 Park Fair and one is from the Crystal Palace. They have all of the normal allergies, not all mine, but they have gluten and wheat, egg, fish, shellfish, milk, peanut, tree nut, sesame, and soy. And they have every single item that they serve there. And you can see if the items have any of these things in them.
cool?
I really enjoy it. I think it was fascinating. And aside from that thing is this. The chef will still visit you if you have weird allergies like mine. But at 1900 Park Fair specifically, you can tell that they have really made the menu for this restaurant to be easily accessible for almost everyone. I mean, they really must have worked on that. And I got to give kudos to Disney on that because that's really nice.
Yeah.
So,
You know what,
Yeah.
Brenda?
I just had to throw it there.
Take
what?
pictures or scan it in somehow if you have a scanner, and post them in the group because those things would be very helpful for other people too.
Yeah.
I will do it. I
All
will
right,
do it.
thank
I
you.
think it's one of the best things they've done. So I just had to kick it in there.
That
Cool.
is a good one.
That is neat. So the slower pace of your trip was a refreshing, and getting those allergy guides were very helpful.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to talk about, guess
Bruno.
where?
Oh, I don't know.
Forge?
Busch Gardens?
No, Pigeon Forge. Brenda gets it. Yay,
I
Brenda wins the
know.
trivia.
Woo,
Woohoo!
woo.
Wee!
Oh,
Inside joke.
jeez.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't get that, go watch the Slinky Dog video.
Yes. um so while Sophie was down in Florida going to Disney, I made plans for Cindy and I to take a few days off and go up to Pigeon Forge. Cindy had never been before. And because of that, I was like, let's just go and book a hotel and have some fun and just see what's out there and see what kind of trouble we can get into. So
Yeah.
my first my first thing that I liked about our trip is that it gave me some great one-on-one time with my honey. It was just so nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just
Very sweet.
it happens more now, of course, because Sophie is 23 and can do things on her own now, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it kind of opens things up for us a little bit to be able to do stuff when we want to. So that, spending time with Cindy, the silent partner, that's a big deal. So that's easy,
Very
and that's my
nice.
first one.
Yay.
That's a very good one, Daddy. Well, meanwhile, while they were up in Pigeon Forge, I was down in Orlando, specifically at Disney World. I was staying with some close family friends who were gracious enough to let me use their spare room while I was going to the parks with my friend Jagan. Um, I just had a really good time. I was glad to be off of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you're a working girl and you've got that
Yeah.
full-time job, you realize you take advantage of the opportunities, don't you, Sophie? It's worth working to be able to take time off at the same time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one thing that I especially loved about my trip was actually the rain, if I'm going to be honest. The
Oh.
rain in it was blazing hot in Florida, as
Yeah.
it rightfully should be when it's June, but every single day there was rain, and that rain really helped to cool things down. It helped with the humidity levels, and to be honest, I was hankering to get some water splashed on me, so the rain kind of helped me fulfill that need, and it was really nice and refreshing. I quite like the rain when it's in Florida.
Did it clear the parks out
Great.
any?
Yeah.
Usually
Eh,
it does, but not
Yeah.
always.
admittedly, when it started to rain, Jagan was like, "We have to go home now. We can't stay out in the rain. We're gonna get sick." And I'm like, "Jagan, I'm out in the rain all the time and I never get sick." So admittedly, I don't know if it cleared the parks out or not, because whenever it started raining, we left the parks.
Okay. All right. But that's okay.
That's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfectly all right.
All right, Brenda, what's second on your list?
Well, second on my list was a thrill that I finally got to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Yoo-hoo! I
Nice.
loved it.
Ooh,
It's so darn cute, y'all. Those audio animatronics in that ride are fab. I loved it.
Cool.
good.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do it through virtual queue? Is that the only way,
Nope.
or
No,
did
I
you
was in
pay
the
for?
conference all day. I had to do the Genie Plus that day and get a Genie Plus.
Is it Genie Plus
Right.
or is it individual Lightning Lane?
No, it's Genie Plus.
So it's not individual
Regular
Lightning Lane.
Genie Plus. Right.
Okay.
Because individual Lightning Lane is still Tron.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Seven
Yep, I had to
Dwarfs
do
still Genie or individual
individual.
Lightning? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised
Yeah.
they didn't move it from Seven Dwarfs
Yeah.
to
Me
Tiana.
too. But yeah, it's just the only ways are virtual queue, which are gone in less than a second, and then the Genie Plus, which also was gone in seconds. So the
Yeah.
fact that I had to leave the conference a little bit early to get over there, I had to take whatever opportunity it was that I was going to get. So it was
Yeah.
so much fun, and it was put off because when we got there, of course, it was raining because it was the afternoon, so it was raining. So they closed the ride. So we had to wait
Mm-hmm.
for the ride to come back on. We missed our time. We had to wait for it. So then we finally, it lifted. So we went and got in line, went through the whole line to the front. They closed it down again because of lightning in the area, raised it up again, closed it down again. And then we got on there and yeah, it
Yeah.
was a process, but it was so good. I loved it.
Well,
Well, I'm
good.
glad it was worth it.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
too. And you know what? Um, I rode something that I don't remember riding. I'd been to Dollywood before,
Yeah.
and so this was my second time. I don't remember riding this before, but in Dollywood, the first ride I rode was with Cindy, and we rode Thunderhead, which is a roller coaster, and not just a roller coaster, it's a wooden roller coaster. And
Mm.
let me tell you, Sophie and Brenda, that roller coaster goes up to 55 miles an hour. It was boogity, boogity, boogity. That's how fast it was. And
Man, it was
Wow.
boogly.
it has a 100-foot drop, which is a nice drop, but not like super insane drop, but it was nice enough. And then it has all sorts of twists, kind of a little bit like Rock and Roller Coasters, how you get the curves on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
But it's
Mm.
outdoors. It's not a dark ride. It doesn't do loops, but it does like these twists, and it crosses over a track that you've been on 32 times. And it is so fast. And when it's
Wow.
spinning and twisting and up and down like that and everything, it is so neat. And it lifted us off the seat. It feels like Big Thunder Mountain, but a lot faster. And it was really cool. And I think if you
Wow.
like roller coasters, I think you would love it. It was really neat. So
I
I am
think I
gonna.
want to try it, but I don't think Aunt Brenda does.
It
Not
was
if it's up in
real.
the air. No, no, no. Not this
Oh,
girl.
that's right. I forgot
Up
about
in
that.
the air outside is a no-no.
So what I'm
Mm.
going to do, Brenda, so you can virtually try it, is I'm going to write my note, riding Thunderhead at Dollywood, and then I'm going to post the link to a point of view video that someone else posted of Thunderhead.
Okay.
Okay.
But that
I
was,
probably wouldn't mind writing it virtually. I'll probably be okay with that.
yeah, I think you would. I think you would. It's
Yay.
it's
I'm
really
glad you loved it. I'm glad that
it was a
roller
lot of
coaster
fun.
lovers can enjoy it.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So,
Almost as fun as Cosmic Rewind.
No.
oh no. I mean, Cosmic Rewind, what makes Cosmic Rewind incredible is the spinning, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also the story. It's the story that sells Cosmic Rewind in the
Oh,
music,
yeah.
but
The
mostly the
music. Yeah.
backstory is really what it's about.
Yeah.
And
And the
and
fact that it's
it's
in the dark and you can't see the ground is the plus sign for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's really neat. But Thunderhead is really cool, and I'm telling you, it is fast.
Yay.
You remember California
Love
Screaming? Did
fast.
you ever ride California Screaming, Brenda?
I
Yep, wrote
did.
it the whole time with my eyes closed. I was terrified.
Okay. Well, to
Oh.
me, Thunderhead is faster than
Wow.
California Screaming, and I love California Screaming, which is now what Incredicoaster, but
Yeah.
same track. But Thunderhead it's really good.
I'm so glad you loved it.
So, all right, Sophie, what do you got?
Well, I was trying to segue into my thing about Cosmic Rewind.
Oh, well, I blew that out, didn't I?
It's all right, Daddy. A more broad version of my point is the virtual queues. Um, Whenever we had to get a big ticket ride in for one of our park days, me and Jagan, I was the one who was waking up at 6:30 so I could go downstairs and sit on the porch and get the virtual queues for us both.
Good.
And I actually did not mind it at all.
Mm-mm.
I quite liked getting up that early actually because it helped me just get ready for the day.
Mm.
And so, with your permission, Daddy, I'd like to get up early during our next trip so that I can do the virtual queues with you.
Sure. Yeah.
That way we have
Yay.
twice as much chance of getting a thing.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, there's having to get up early to do dining reservations or to get ready for work. And there's wanting to get up early and leisurely relaxing, wake yourself up and get ready for the day.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
totally different things. That is for sure. So,
Yeah.
so that's awesome. So the
Yay.
leisurely wake up and doing, I'll let you
Yeah.
fill in how you want to write it, but that's a good one. That's a good
There you
one.
Waking
go.
up to get the virtual queues.
Yeah.
All right, Brenda, what do you have
Well,
next? What are you
I
going to talk
also
about?
had Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy also. I had those also because I love writing those again. And I got virtual queue and ILL for Tron and just virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. Now I got both for Guardians of the Galaxy too. So those were awesome to write again. That darn, the fun thing about virtual queue is that you could be like group number 108 and you have like, I don't know, 400 minutes to wait till you ride. And then you can get like group 37 and by 10 o'clock you're riding already.
Yeah.
You just never know what you're going to get. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked being able to ride Tron and Guardians again. But to me, Guardians just blows everything out.
Oh, yeah. 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 Absolutely.
Yeah. I kind of wish I had gotten up early to get a virtual queue for Flight of Passage, but it didn't work out.
It's not as
Yeah.
bad as it used to be, though. It used to be a
Yeah.
3-hour wait at Flight of Passage. It's not so bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to
It's
catch it
not.
right.
But anyway. So number 3 on my list, I think I have one for number 4 that I want to save to last. And I think number 3, I am going to talk about the Dollywood epic stunt. Let me hang on a second. Sorry.
It's okay. We'll fill
There
in with a little
we go.
chatter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at Dollywood, there is a show that Cindy and I saw, and it was really, really cute. And it was called Pirandi's Stunt Dog Experience. And it was so neat because these are dogs that the people that perform had rescued and trained, and they were part of the show. And they were frisbee catchers, and there was there at the very beginning of the show there was a tricycle put on the stage, and one of the dogs came running out and jumped up onto the tricycle with its paws on the handlebars and sitting on the seat, and another dog came out and jumped on the back and pushed it along stage. It was adorable. It was adorable. And they had an obstacle course set up, and they were doing like little time trials of how fast they could go and how fast they could complete the course and how many frisbees they could catch and how many they would miss. And
That's
it was
awesome.
just so cute. And these dogs were adorable, and they were so full of energy that they were just like zip like across the stage in like a blink an eye of a duck. And it was so cute. And it was Pirandi's stunt dog experience. And it was just a really neat show. I really enjoyed that. Cindy enjoyed it too. And it was just fun. It was just a fun thing. And you could tell that the owners of these dogs loved their dogs. They were, it wasn't like they were exploiting them or anything like that. It was, they loved those dogs,
Sweet.
so it was really cool. So that was a really fun thing that we did.
That's awesome.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. All right. So
All right,
what do you have,
Sophie.
Sophie?
Well, I will say this trip was a little bit slower than I intended it to be.
Okay.
I did not actually get to ride the Haunted Mansion, but that's
Wow.
all right.
That is all right. Save it
Yeah.
for next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming right up.
Yeah. But what I did get to do was I spent most of my time over in Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, actually, because we had the Tron virtual queue that we had to make sure we stuck around closely for it because we had it right in the middle of our day. But while we were waiting for Tron, we actually had time to ride the Walt Disney Railroad.
Oh, cool.
Yay.
Yes, and we rode
Yes.
that from the Main Street station all the way to the Fantasyland station. And then we got off, and something that Jagan had told me would be coming as we got to the Frontierland station was there was supposed to be something to do with Tiana's Bayou Adventure where we could actually see into the ride.
Hmm.
We didn't actually see into the ride. We saw into the line queue and whatnot. And then we went through the tunnel and got to Frontierland Station, but it was still really, really cool to see it all opened up. And the audio for the train station actually mentioned that some new critters had moved in. And I'm curious because my mom says that now there's somewhere where you can see into the ride. Excuse me. And I'm curious to see if that has changed in the couple of weeks since I was there.
Yeah, that would be neat to know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if anyone is listening and is down at Disney and knows the answer, that would be really cool, and we'd appreciate it if you would fill us in because
Yeah.
we obviously can't know everything, but that would be neat to know if that was the case. And you know what, ladies? I just realized that I actually have 5
Hmm.
things.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's
That's
good.
fine.
Okay. So, it's not an episode if Mike doesn't stretch the boundaries of what's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's kind of true, though, Sophie.
yeah. I mean, I had 8 things in a 3-thing list once,
Yeah.
and so
It's hard
anyway,
to contain our excitement about
different
travel. I mean,
things.
Oh,
that's why we
Yeah.
yeah.
do what we do.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brenda, number 4.
Yeah, and this is going to be my last one. I just wanted to make sure that I said how much I enjoyed the Pixie conference at Universal, and being in the Universal parks was great again because I haven't been there in a while. But I really enjoyed the Pixie conference and seeing Mike, getting to spend time with Mike on the trip, and seeing Lisa, and just it was a great. I really liked it. It was a great conference. I thought it was
Yeah. I did
wonderful,
too.
and I want to thank everyone that worked on putting it together, and it was I'm looking forward to the next one. It's going to be great. I don't know where we're
Absolutely.
going, but it's going to be great.
And I'm going to echo that because I agree that the Pixie conference was really cool. And I could probably have a list of 10 things. Not all about Pigeon Forge, but Pixie conference was really cool. And I got to ride Slinky Dog Dash with Brenda.
Yep.
And it
Yay! For
was
Finally,
the first
after
so
time you
how
got to
many
ride.
years?
it was so cool. And I thank Brenda because she's like, buy your Genie Plus. And I did. And she's like, I got us. And we were on at 2:55 p.m.
Yep,
And
we got
it
to
was
ride it
so
together.
cool. And
So much fun.
it was so much fun. And it's a 2-minute and 14-second
Whee!
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so cool. Brenda rode the whole
Uh,
thing, Sophie, with her arms up.
Oh,
oh,
wow.
Butch and
It's been
I,
a while
Butch was
since I've
next
been
to
on
her,
Slinky Dog.
and he was holding on, and I was holding on because I didn't want to lose the gimbal. But
yeah, that was a good thing.
it was cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. So,
It was a lot of fun.
Well,
so,
I'm glad you had
Great
but
fun.
day.
yeah,
Maybe next time we need
PixieCon,
to ride it together.
yeah, and
Yeah.
PixieCon was really neat. So,
Yes.
it's I'm going to just sidetrack to that just a little bit, but it's really neat to see your people you work with because you don't see them except on a camera most of the time. So when you're able to have face-to-face time, it's invaluable. It's an invaluable resource. And there's so much you pick up on that you don't even know you're picking up on until you've already done it. And
Mhm.
it's just really cool. So and the enthusiasm of the new people that were there is infectious too, because they're so excited
Yeah.
and you get excited for them and it helps you as well.
Yeah.
So
It
anyway,
was great.
it was great. So
Yeah.
now that I'm done talking about Brenda's number 4, it's time for my number 4, which is the brand new, and the day we were at Dollywood was June 15th, I think. Was that the Saturday? Let me look.
The 22nd was, oh yeah, the 15th. Yeah.
The 15th, yep. The 15th is the day we went to Dollywood. And that was the very first day that they premiered a brand new drone show at Dollywood. It had 358 drones, and we got to see it. And what they did is the drones made shapes based on Dolly Parton's songs. And they were playing the music while the drones were going, and they had fireworks mixed in with it as well. And it was really neat. And I recorded the whole thing. I have to I have to record it or edit it up, and I'm going to post it to YouTube because it's really cool. And that was the first showing of it. Um, and they had songs from Dolly like "I Will Always Love You" and "9 to 5" and "Butterfly" and some other ones. And it's just really neat. It was really neat. It was cool to see and to witness it. So that was really neat, and I enjoyed that a whole lot.
Great.
Mm.
Sounds great.
All right,
That sounds
Sophie.
like a lot of fun. Well, speaking of drone shows,
Uh-huh.
I was not able to see the one that they have in Disney Springs. It unfortunately got rain checked by the wind, not the rain, the wind.
Yeah.
But the night that we had while we were going to see it was really fun. We didn't go to Disney Springs. Instead, we went to Saratoga Springs, which is the resort right across the river from Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Sunday. It was Father's Day. So Aunt Sheila, Uncle Randy, Jagan, and I, we went to this place called the Turf Club. It's in Saratoga Springs, and it's a place that Uncle Randy really likes, and I like it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the food there was phenomenal. And
Nice.
I actually tried some new things that night. I had never had Brussels sprouts before.
Did you like them?
Yes, the way they were seasoned, they were very good actually, and they were air fried, so they were crispy.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
That's a
Oh,
really good way to eat Brussels sprouts. And on top of that, I'd also never had scallops before.
I love scallops.
I always said no thank you whenever Daddy offered me one. I was kind of worried if I would like them or not because they didn't look like much, but they were actually really good. I had them in this sort of Alfredo dish that was scallops and Alfredo and pasta, and it was delicious. And Aunt Sheila actually had the same thing, but instead of the scallops, she got it with chicken,
Because she
which was
can't have
good.
shellfish.
Yeah, she can't have
That's
shellfish.
what I would have done.
Yep. But we both had that and we both finished it. It was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Well, that's cool. Thank you, Sophie, for
Yeah. I'm glad you got to try some new things.
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, there was a whole bunch of ice cream that was eaten on that trip.
Yeah. Ice
Yay.
cream is always good. So I have a number 5, which is really if I'm going to be honest with myself, it's number 5 and number 6. But I'm going to list it as number 5 because I'm talking about the day. Okay. This is Sunday, Father's Day. We woke up and we were out. You know what? One last thing about Dollywood. We got there at 9 a.m. and we were there until like 9:30 p.m. We opened the park and we closed the park. It was a long day.
Goodness.
Dang, it was a long day and it was a lot of fun. So the next morning, this dad didn't get out of bed till like 9:45. and
That's okay. It's your
and
vacation.
breakfast ended at 10. So we we actually just had like snacks or something and then had lunch a little later. But anyway, on Father's Day, one thing I had not mentioned is that my niece Stephanie and her husband Shane and their 2 littles came and spent the weekend with us. So they were there with us for the Dollywood um, and you know, they were in Pigeon Forge with us and all that. And that was a lot of fun. And on Father's Day morning, we went to this place called the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster.
Oh.
And what it is, Brenda, is a 2-person roller coaster built into the side of the mountain with track. And you start at the bottom and you can, it's a 1 or 2-person roller coaster car. It's kind of like a bobsled in a way. You buckle in and everything and the track pulls you up to the top and then you come down and you go through curves and everything like that. You're not way up in the air because you're right close to the ground because you're on the ground.
Yay.
But it was really neat. And what's funny is it will go up to 30 miles an hour if you let it. But the car has brakes where you can slow it down. And I learned really quick because Stephanie went with her oldest, Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
Shane went by himself because Mackenzie said, I'm not riding with Daddy because he'll go too fast.
Oh.
So Mackenzie rode with Cindy, and that meant I rode by myself. And so I was the last of our group of 4 to go. And I learned real quick that I was chicken. And I started laughing because I keep pulling up on the brakes, like, slow down, slow down. And what was funny was I was able to laugh at myself for being afraid of, you know, falling off the roller coaster or whatever, even though I know that wasn't going to happen. And I got to the bottom and the guy helps you out off your car. And he said, how was it, Dad? And I said, I was chicken. And he laughed and he said, next time you won't be, which I don't think I will be
Yeah,
next
because you'll
time.
know what to expect, right? Yeah.
But
It's the fear of the unknown that kills us.
yeah. But because it was Father's Day, they gave Shane and I free prints of our ride because the thing is taking pictures periodically through your ride. And so
Fun.
Hmm?
Fun.
Yeah. So I have a picture and
And it has the speed listed on the lower right
it
corner.
has the speed in the lower left corner. And I'm coming through this tunnel. They take my picture and it says 12.76 miles per hour. Keep in mind, it can go up to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, but you're on a rail. I mean, my gosh, it's kind of scary. I'm surprised they don't put a helmet on you.
Yeah, no helmet. Just have fun and enjoy the ride. And that was it. But
It still looks fun, whether you're
it
going
was a
12
lot
or
of
30.
fun. And that was at around 11 o'clock. And as soon as we got done, we got our prints and we were ready to leave. And the line for that was like a mile long, it felt like. So we got there right at the right time where
Oh,
we
yay.
just bought and got right on. And that ride is like 9 minutes long, Brenda. It's a long ride. It's
Wow.
really neat. It is really neat. And I will do that again. Um,
You
and
gotta
then
do it with me.
yeah, you got to go with
Sounds
us one
cool.
time. You're always off going your own way. So.
Yeah.
But the next thing that we did after the kids left, they left to go back home that Sunday, and Cindy and I had one more night, and we came home on Monday, and we made a reservation for the screen in my background, which is the Hatfield and McCoy dinner feud, and it's a dinner show. So there's a show that they put on, and you get served your meal. It's basically fried chicken and stuff like that. But
Yum.
they call the fried chicken Yardbird.
Of
They
course.
they have mashed potatoes that were really good. They had little half corn on the cobs, and it's all you can eat. The corn on the cob they called dental floss
That's funny.
because of the strings getting to your teeth. The
That's funny.
they had coleslaw, they had bread, and they had puddings, chocolate or banana pudding for dessert. But they also had a dish of um like shredded beef, like brisket or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was barbecue, in barbecue sauce, and they called it Himalayan squirrel because they found Himalayan on the ground, is what she
Oh
said.
my God.
And and it was actually really tasty. So, must not have been too bad.
Roadkill on the ground.
So anyway, the show is really fun. It's a musical thing with little pop guns that go off with shooting and stuff, and it's about the Hatfields and the McCoys and their feud, and it's just really neat. And I saw this before when I was in Pigeon Forge the first time, and it has not changed one bit. Exactly the same it was then. And I thought to myself, you know what? If it's working, don't break it, Because there were
Yes.
crowds, it was busy, it was full, and I think I have a picture of the audience. Um,
Mm.
there we go. So I will share this real quick. Let's see here, this one. And it was just a neat show. The stage was right up there. All the people in the hats were in the splash zone. There's a one point in the
Ah.
show where the stage submerges into a pool, and it's a pool that's deep enough that where the bridge is up there at the top, they were diving into the pool,
What?
and it was
Goodness.
deep enough that they were able to dive in without killing themselves. And they
That's a
would
good thing.
but yeah, liability. They would splash the people in the hats. And the people in the hats, you
That is
notice the
cool.
H and the M. One side in the middle was McCoy's, and one side on the other side was Hatfields. And they had red for the Hatfields and blue for the McCoys. And
That's cute.
it was just neat. So
That's neat.
it's a fun experience, and we really had a good time. And then Cindy and I went to Bucky's on the way home,
I love
and
Buc-ee's.
and
Me too.
and then we went home and we had a really good trip. So
I need to ask Aunt Sheila if she
Yay.
and Jagan ever got to Buc-ee's.
yeah,
They had
but
never been to a Buc-ee's.
so
Wow.
that's my
I've been
number
getting gas
five.
at Bucky's for 10 years.
Yeah, that's my number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Um, but I'll finish filling it in. So, is there any other stuff you guys want to talk about before we move on to history?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, that wraps up our feature topic. And now it is time for this day in Disney history for July 8th. Sophie, take it away.
All right. Well, I'm taking us back to a not so long ago time. The year is 1776.
I wasn't around yet.
No,
Me
no,
neither.
I don't think even Poppy was around in that time, Daddy.
No,
Well,
definitely not.
According to tradition, the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is one of many bells rung to summon citizens for the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which had been adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4th. Today, July 8th, a replica of the Liberty Bell sits on display in Walt Disney World's Liberty Square. The replica was cast for Walt Disney World in Annecy-le-Vieux, France, by Fondelli Packard, using the exact same mold as the original Liberty Bell.
Cool.
Packard is best known in the U.S. for its participation in the Liberty Bell Savings Bond project as part of the Marshall Plan of industrial assistance to create and maintain jobs in war-torn Europe. The foundry cast 57 replicas of the Liberty Bell in 1950 and 1951. Most of the bells were distributed, one each, to the then 48 U.S. states as tributes to their citizens' respective services in World War II.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. And
Very
that's,
nice.
I mean, that's the reminder. We have this freedom because our forefathers fought for that freedom, you know?
Yeah.
And that freedom is what gives us the ability to do our little podcast and you know, and to live without fear of persecution from, you know, tyranny and so forth. So thank you everyone that has sacrificed for our independence.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great,
Oh,
Sophie. Thank you.
thank you, Sophie.
Thank you.
All right, Brenda, a little bit of Walt.
Where's our who's who?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the who's who. Thank
Oh
you.
Or
my
the Guess
gosh!
the
Don't
Movie.
forget. Guess the movie.
Gotta guess
Yeah.
the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have it
Daddy,
ready.
you're slipping
Awesome.
on me.
You're
Well,
scaring me.
I forgot because I had taken it out because I was going to do a new segment, but didn't. So,
Oh.
Anyway, hang on one second. All right. Guess the movie. Characters.
Okay.
Mittens.
Bolt.
That easy? I was going to also say Rhino and Penny. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. I thought, you know, it's Bolt. We haven't talked about Bolt in forever. Bolt, the character Bolt was our character of the week for March 2nd, 2020, 4 years ago. So we haven't talked about Bolt, and I'm like, there's no way. Let's see if we could stump her a little bit.
No way.
No way. You can try.
That's right.
I tried, but I didn't.
Oh, thanks for
That's
the easy
awesome,
one, Daddy.
Sophie.
That wasn't
Yay.
easy. Brenda, did you know who Mittens was?
Oh my God, no.
See, it wasn't easy. If it was, Brenda would have known.
Yeah. It'd have to be very easy.
All right, I will fill that in. Anyway,
That's
now,
great, Sophie.
Brenda, good job,
All right.
Sophie.
Thanks.
Brenda, now are you ready for a little bit of Walt?
I'm ready for a little bit of Walt.
Okay.
As well as I can, I'm untying the apron strings until they scream for help. And that is when Walt was talking about his business, how he runs his business. Yes. In case you were wondering, it had nothing to do with Lillian.
No.
Or
No,
his
I didn't
mama.
think it did. I'm just trying to visualize apron strings screaming.
Apron
No,
strings. Yes.
he's untying the apron strings. He's putting the work away until his employees are
People,
screaming
yep.
for help.
That's
Till
right.
they need help. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well,
called work-life balance.
there
And
you go.
Walt had a good one. I hope.
I hope.
I hope so too.
Hmm.
All right. Well, that was good quote, Brenda, even if I didn't
Thank
get
you.
it. So, well, next week, my friends, that wraps us up for this week. Next week, we are going to the West Coast, and we're going to have a special guest. And her name is Kim, and she is a pixie like Brenda and I. And she is going to join us because we are going to talk about 5 can't miss experiences at Disneyland Resort.
Yes.
I think that's an awesome topic. It might run a little longer because I want us each to have 5 things that we really like. And, you know,
Well, and who's to say she's not going to do what you do and come up with 12?
that's right. Kim may very well do that. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to hear this topic, and I'm excited for Kim to join us next week. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun because, let's face it, when you got Brenda, Sophie, Grogu, and myself, there's always a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Especially on a slinky ride. Just saying.
Especially on a slinky ride. So anyway, until next week, I'm Mike. She's Sophie. That's Brenda. And he's Grogu. And we will see you on the road. See you on the road. See you on the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.